Ernests Gulbis, welcome to our show.
Thank you very much.
I'm going to start with a bit of a funny story. I think it was from Friday. I saw you, and I was with Greg Sharko from the ATP, and we didn't recognize this player, and you just shaking hands with this player. And you took a while to figure out who it was. It turned out it was Blaise Rolla. Yes. And then it turned out, of course, that the very next day, you played him in the first round of the qualifying. I guess this kind of thing happens sometimes, but it seemed quite funny.
You know, the older I get, the less I believe in coincidences. The same like when I saw the draw that one qualifier has to play Dominic Thiem, my practice partner. I knew exactly at that moment if I'm going to pass quali, I'm going to play him. And that kind of coincidence was the same with Blaise Rolla. I practiced with a guy in New Zealand. I just forgot his name.
Right. What did you like most about tennis when you started playing as a young boy?
Well, first of all, I liked that it's an individual sport because I don't know how well I would do in a team because of I like that it's a little bit egoistic in a way, that it's only you and only you responsible for what happens on court. And then just my grandmother, she brought me on the court when I was 4 years old, and since then I loved it, and I never really thought of anything else. I was doing well in basketball and football, anything what was together with had to do with the ball. So I had a pretty good coordination for that. But I sticked with tennis and never questioned.
And what do you like most about tennis now?
Right now, winning.
What about losing?
That's a rhetorical question. It's all about winning. It's all about the emotions. Actually, the more I play, the more I'm in the tour, the more I start to answer myself questions. Why am I playing this? And why am I doing this? And tennis is a really good sport in general. It's a really good thing just to get to know yourself through wins, through losses, through these emotions, through ups and downs. Basically through these emotions, you get to know your true self. You have to work hard. You have to break yourself in certain ways. So that's the beauty of it.
You beat Roger Federer a few years ago in Rome. What feelings go on inside you when you're close to winning a match like that? Is there a disbelief? Is there a panic? What do you feel when you're close to beating almost a living legend like Roger Federer?
But I beat him more than once. I beat him also in Paris 5 sets. So it was. The first time it was definitely special. Second time was special as well. Just to play him, it's a real feeling, because when you're growing up, when you see the guy on the TV, and then you suddenly next moment you realize that the guy on the opposite side of the net, it's Mr. Federer, and then then you think, what am I doing here? But and to beat him, it's definitely special. But I already answered this question. What was many times what was going through my head at match points. I don't want to repeat the same sentence, but you're nervous. You're definitely nervous.
What's the difference in terms of the physicality and of actually just playing tennis when you're across the net, playing against Federer and playing against Nadal? What's the difference sort of physically and mentally playing those two great players?
It's not only them two. I think it's Djokovic is the same. Murray in some matches, also Berdych. You play anybody, you bring anybody out of top 10. It's a little bit different league. You get not so much free points. You have to work for every point. You have to be concentrated throughout the whole match, close to 100%, and that's the toughest thing. When you see most of the guys playing against the top guys, they can play well for half a set. Okay, for a set they can win a set, but they cannot hold up the concentration level throughout 3 sets. And if it's a 5-set match, then the chances are even lower. That's why they're so good in the Grand Slams, because people can win a set out of them, but to win 3 sets, it's in one day against these guys is tough.
Giggins is a hockey player, plays for the Buffalo Sabres. Was there any hockey in Ernests Gulbis' background, and ever a chance of you being a hockey player?
That was the only sport which never had it was never a chance that I would be a hockey player. I used to play with my schoolmates behind our school. We always, every winter, probably in many countries where winter is strong, we had basically on the tennis courts they put ice. So a lot of people used to play ice hockey. So I played as well, but not a big fan of playing. I used to watch. I used to watch a lot. I used to go to Sweden and Finland when it was World Championships in hockey. When I was 13, 14 years old, we went by the boat to over the Baltic Sea to watch it. It was fun.
Your sister Laura is playing tennis at Pepperdine right now, and I think she plays some lower level future tournaments. Is it hard for her having a brother that's quite well known in tennis?
I don't think it's hard for her. I mean, she is who she is, and we never push her playing tennis. It was her choice, and she loved it, and she probably loves the game much more than I do. She cannot live without tennis, and it was a tough choice for her to go from trying to be professional on tour, just practicing and playing tournaments, to go to the States and to study. So it was a big choice for her, but I think that she's happy with the choice because I mean, she thinks that Pepperdine is a great university, and the coaching there is also very good. What she said, I didn't visit her yet, but I'm planning to visit her in next couple of months. So I'll see how it is. But she's happy. But it's been it's been tough to change from practicing just to go to study for her.
Is there a danger in being too intelligent as a tennis player, to have too many outside interests? Is it better sometimes just to be simple and just worry about hitting the ball and winning matches? Is it a danger of having sort of too many outside interests or thinking about too many other things?
Who knows?
Is it a problem for you?
If you think that I'm intelligent. I don't consider myself that way. I have my interest. You know, I do... Personally, I do what I like. You know, if I want to spend time doing, let's say, reading, I read. If I want to spend my time listening to music, I listen to music. I don't really think of any dangers of me becoming more intelligent and smart by reading that book. It's going to affect my tennis, so I'm not going to read it. You know, if you start to think about, these things, then you have a problem.
But you never look at a guy across the net, maybe who's doesn't have too much going on in his head, but is a pretty good tennis player, and think that guy's luckier than me because he just has like a tabula rasa. There's nothing going on there except hitting the ball.
Everybody's different, you know. I'm really, I don't know if it's the right word, thankful, but I'm really happy about my career, how it's been going with ups and downs, because I saw best and worst from both worlds. You know, I saw the great attitude from everybody, from agents, from the people around, from the coaches, from the players. You know, when you're on the top, and I saw the attitude when you're not on top. You know, the attitude which you get when you come for qualifying for the tournaments, the attitude which you get when you play lower level tournaments like challengers. You know, and stuff like that. You know, when you cannot get enough balls to practice, when you cannot get a court. You know, all the regular problems which guys ranked from 100 to 200 are dealing with every single day, and I'm happy that people are starting to pay attention to those kind of things. You know, people are starting to write about it. People start to talk about these things because it's a tough lifestyle, you know, and everybody thinks that tennis is all about top 20 guys who make a lot of money, you know, and have no care in the world. You know, of course, you have to admire them because they reach that point when they can do it, you know, but especially players from countries like Latvia, we have no help from the government, no help from our federation. I mean, you know, it's tough to break through, and you have a lot of countries like this where people really struggle with paying their bills from day to another day, you know, paying the hotels and stuff like that. So I'm happy that I saw both of it, you know. So I'm really with my both feet on the ground, and also the big wins, you know. If you're young, they can somehow, the big wins can change you, you know, your personality. I've long past that period.
Does it ever feel like a frenzy on the tennis court? I mean, you guys are so good. You hit a frenzy. It's sort of manic, kind of crazy a little bit. Mm-hmm. You guys are so good. You hit the ball so hard. It's such a fine line between missing a shot and making a shot, and you're always under pressure. Does it sort of, when you're playing really well and your timing is there and you're hitting the ball well, does it feel a little bit like an out-of-body experience because you're sort of in a zone or something?
Definitely sometimes, but it's a matter of habit, and I had these conversations with my coach. When you're in a habit of losing, then you have no idea how to get out of that. You have to show some extraordinary will and fighting spirit just to get out of this habit of losing. But when you're in a habit of winning, you have no idea how to lose a match. You're gonna know that when you come to a tiebreak, third set, you're not gonna lose it. You have this some kind of inner confidence, and I think the best thing and the most important thing is to be able to have this confidence regardless of your results. That it's not an outer thing, but it's an inner thing. It's an inner feeling, how you can manage it, and you have probably everybody has their own techniques, how to get in the zone or whatever you call it before the match, but just to find this feeling right before to go on court. And if it's inner body, outer body experience, I feel pretty much in my body. Didn't get out of it very often.
Your grandfather was quite a famous film director in Latvia, and your mother was an actress.
And my grandfather was an actor as well. He was more famous as an actor than as a director. Yeah.
Anyway, did you ever the artistic side? Did you ever have a thought about maybe doing that instead of going into athletics and tennis?
Not really. No. I used to spend a lot of my childhood memories are connected to theater, because my mother was working in a theater, so every day she had or spectacles or how you say, not the practice for a spectacle, but was rehearsals. The rehearsals. Yeah, so I was basically seeing every rehearsal, and I was seeing all the emotions what people are putting there, and I enjoyed it. But I was too active. I needed sports in my life. I couldn't sit in one place and just. Actually, I think that sports really saved me, because I'm a guy who has a lot of energy, and I need to put it out somewhere. So I think the sport really helped me.
What do you like most about your country? What do you like most about Latvia?
It's just the feeling. It's a feeling of home, and that you cannot express in anything. There is no currency to express it. Just a feeling of home. Just the feeling when you going from the airport until you're home, just the way there, just the air, just everything, And if we talk more about things which you can express, it's I definitely like that it's a small country. I really like that we have a very strong nationalism, in us. We love that we're proud Latvians, We're a small country, but we're proud of our history. We're proud of our cities. We're proud of our language. We're proud that we kept our language throughout all the tough times which we had. So this is what I like about our country.
Your coach Gunter Bresnik told me that what he likes most about you is that you have a sense of humor. I never noticed that you had a sense of humor.
Me too. Look at me now. I mean, my voice is probably everybody's. If this is a radio, everybody's falling asleep. But no, I'm just out of the match, and I'm a little bit tired. And it was a tough match today. So, a sense of humor, yeah, it's for somebody else to judge.
Ernest, thank you very much for being on the show tonight.
Thank you.
Pleasure to have Ernests Gulbis in conversation with Tom Tebbutt on Aces, Sportsnet 590 The Fan. I'm Roger Lajoie. Tom Tebbutt is at the Rogers Cup in Montreal, and good luck to Ernests Gulbis for sure. Tom, you ready for the mailbag? I just opened it.